Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So let's talk Vegas. So Las Vegas is known as a big gambling, eating, and just having a good time place, right? But there's so much more that you can do in Vegas besides the typical gambling, bachelorette, bachelor parties, things like that that you hear about. So the reason I'm making this video is because I myself thought Las Vegas was just a big gambling place and what else is there to do except for go to the casinos, eat food, go to the different restaurants. But let me tell you guys, there is so much more things to do in Vegas than what the eye beholds. So, you know, I've seen lots of movies where you just see people going out and partying in Vegas, and that's what's Vegas known for. And don't get me wrong, that is a major attraction of Vegas and why a lot of people go there. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to tell you guys other things besides the gambling and the typical things that you'll do with your friends or on your bachelor parties. There's so much more that you can do there besides that. It's also pretty family oriented, believe it or not. There's a lot you can actually do if you bring small children with you, if you go with your family. There's more than just the strip clubs and all that kind of stuff. So let's get to it. By the way, thank you guys so much. I didn't expect the outreach and just the great comments that I got on all those Vegas videos. I took my time and, you know, really dedicated a lot of my time, almost 3 to 4 hours to take care of these videos, sometimes even more. So the fact that you guys really enjoyed it and really enjoyed that series means a lot to me, because I dedicated so much time into those videos and putting it all together and just making it all flow as smoothly as possible. So again, thank you guys so much, because I just got such incredible feedback and comments, and I'm really glad that you guys enjoyed it, because I had so much fun filming it and putting it all together for you guys. So now let's get back to our main topic. So if you see me looking on my phone, it's because I'm going to be looking down because I jotted some items down. So the first thing to do in Vegas, besides the typical and the usual that everyone knows about, go check out the different casinos and hotels. That comes at no extra cost to you. Just walking the strip, seeing the different hotels. I'm telling you, do it, because it is a sight to be seen. If you guys look back, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you look back at my Vegas series, I do walkthroughs of all the hotels. Each and every hotel is different. It is beautiful. Each of them have different artwork, different exhibits, or whatever the case may be. There is just, I'm telling you guys, if just something free that you can do is going to the hotels, do it. It does take time out of your day to go to the different hotels. I think we hit every hotel and spent about maybe 2 or 3 hours at each one, just because there was so much to see. But I'm telling you guys, it's worth every second, because not penny, because you didn't pay for it, but it's worth every second that you're there, because there's always something to see. The Luxor has an Egyptian theme, which is really, really cool, so definitely go check that out. We also did the Titanic exhibit within the Luxor, which was pretty epic, because I think there's only one other Titanic exhibit or artifact kind of museum, and I believe that's in DC or somewhere else on the East Coast, but I'm not sure where it is. I forgot. I went many years ago, but this exhibit is definitely something to see. They have real artifacts from the Titanic, and it was so epic and cool. We also went to the Bellagio and the Venetian. The Bellagio has a great, beautiful conservatory, and every season they change it up and do something new in there, and it's absolutely breathtaking and gorgeous. And by the way, I will insert either some clips or some pictures of each of the hotels so you guys can take a look. The Venetian is just so gorgeous. If you guys have ever been to Europe and have been to Venice, that's exactly what it looks like. That's exactly what it reminds me of. And it's funny because I have told people so many times that I miss Europe. I really want to go back. You know, I went over 10 years ago and I haven't been since, and I really want to see it again. And that just kind of gave me a little bit of like a high of, you know, being kind of back in Europe. It's not Europe, but it's just the way it's styled and made is so gorgeous, and the architecture, breathtaking. So the Venetian, the Bellagio, definitely a must. The Luxor as well. We also went into the Flamingo, and what's really cool is you can enter the Flamingo side where In-N-Out Burger is, and there's kind of like this little alley with all these shops that lead to the high roller coaster. The kind of, it's like a wheel, like the London Eye. Go check that out. The Flamingo is really awesome, because from that entrance where all those shops are, there's a little, they have, not a little because it's kind of big, but they have a habitat there. Oh, beautiful birds, absolutely gorgeous, waterfalls. It's so peaceful, and you would not expect to find something like that when you're walking in Las Vegas. Like, that's the last thing I expected to find, and we just kind of stumbled upon it, and I was so happy that we did, because it was so gorgeous to see all those animals and how they just keep them all. I mean, I believe a lot of those animals be in the heat, so I think that's fine for them, but it was crazy to think that in the middle of the desert you have all these beautiful ducks and fish. It was really something to see. So I'll also insert a clip of that here or some pictures. So that's the first thing. Go out to the hotels because there's so much more to see. Yes, you're going to be greeted by the casino when you walk into a lot of them, but explore because these hotels are absolutely gorgeous. We also went to the Paris Hotel. We went to New York. Each of them is just, it has its individual niche, which is really cool and really nice to see. So definitely do that. It's free. It comes at no cost to you. Break it up as well because the strip is pretty big. When you see it in videos, you think, oh, okay, this isn't bad. It's just a couple of feet from, you know, the next hotel to the other, but it takes a lot of time. And then when you're going into the hotels and you're exploring, that takes time as well. You might be in a hotel for 2-3 hours depending. And again, some of the hotels have exhibits and extra things you can pay for. Like Paris has the Eiffel Tower tour that you can do, which is really cool, and we ended up doing that at night, and I'll get to that a little bit later. And it was really cool because it's an extra fee that we had to pay for, something to do there, but it was so worth it. Just like the Titanic exhibit, absolutely worth it. They don't overprice anything. You can go on Groupon and get great discounts on these tickets. That's what I did. I didn't buy at the actual venues. I went on Groupon and got like $5 to $10 off tickets. So all these tickets were only 20-30 bucks a piece, which is not bad at all, because here in New York City, just going to the Eiffel Tower or something is like 40-50 bucks, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. So getting tickets for 20-30 bucks for things in Vegas was not bad at all. So that's the first thing that I advise. Go check out the casinos because there's so much more than just the gambling and the food and the drinking. But I will advise you on one thing. There is a lot of smoking everywhere you go. So even on the strip, you kind of get hit by cigarette smoke and everything, but it's definitely a lot more prevalent when you go into the casinos. Like just when you open that door, it's just like, whoa, it kind of hits you in the face, all the smoking, because they do allow smoking in their casinos. So that's the first thing. The second thing, which I just mentioned, is the Eiffel Tower. So the Eiffel Tower, so I actually many years ago went to Europe and went to Paris, and I did the Eiffel Tower with my parents many years ago. So we went up the Eiffel Tower in Europe. Absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking. So they have a miniature replica in Las Vegas in the Paris Hotel, which I thought was so cool. And the fact that you can go up and observe from the deck that they have up there on the highest floor was just really amazing. So I actually decided to do that trip at night, and I would definitely advise, I think it's gorgeous either in the morning or the night, but I think the nighttime is just so much better because the lights are lit up and you can really see Vegas and really just take it all in. It's absolutely breathtaking. So also with the Eiffel Tower, there is one more kind of observatory deck that Vegas is known for, which is called the High Roller. So I personally did not go on the High Roller. I watched a lot of videos on YouTube of the High Roller and it looked cool, and that's actually what I did want to do. I didn't really even look at the Eiffel Tower. I didn't really look at the Eiffel Tower package or anything before that. I really wanted to do the High Roller, and that was kind of on my list. That's what I wanted to, because I really wanted to see Vegas somewhere from up high or an observatory area, just to really take it all in and to get some really amazing shots. But I did notice when we actually got to Vegas, I noticed that the High Roller is about a block or two away from the actual strip. So when I was, right before I was about to go to Vegas, I was looking up other things to do, and the Eiffel Tower experience popped up. And I was like, what is this? So I looked into it, and I was just like, done, sold. I saw some YouTube videos of people going up there at night and in the mornings, and I just decided that at night was just such a more breathtaking view. So I decided to get night tickets for the Eiffel Tower, and I would absolutely highly recommend it compared to the High Roller. And you know what, I don't know if I can compare it because I did not go on the High Roller, so I really can't say, oh, I like this one versus that one, because I didn't go on the High Roller. But just from what I saw from videos and reviews, it just seemed like the Eiffel Tower was just better, you know, better bang for your money compared to the High Roller. They're about the same price. You can get them on Groupon for 20 something, I think, or $30 a ticket. but it's just the fact that the wheel is about a block or two away from the Vegas Strip. You will get to see a lot of the Strip and a lot of the hotels when you get on the high roller, but some of it is blocked by the other hotels because it's about a block away. But that's not the case with the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is right on the Strip. I did do the Eiffel Tower experience video, which is already up in my channel if you're interested for a more in-depth look. So those two other items are definitely family oriented. You can take the kids. It'd be a lot of fun for them to see. I think it's really cool. So yeah, so that's that. All right. The next thing I have is the canyons. So when we were in Vegas, we went to 2 canyons. We went to the canyon that everyone knows about, which is the Grand Canyon, and we went to Antelope Canyon. So the Grand Canyon is actually not in Vegas. We ended up taking, for both of those canyon trips, we actually ended up taking bus tours, which I would highly recommend. You can drive on your own, which I don't think is a bad thing, but just the bus tours, they're so informative, and as you're riding along, they tell you what this is, what's on your right hand side, what's on your left hand side. You do some stops for souvenir shops, which I thought was really cool, which if you're riding in your car, you might not know these areas if you're not a local, right? So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the bus tour, but do be advised, it is about 5 hours to and 5 hours from to both of these canyons. So the first canyon we went to is the Grand Canyon. So the Grand Canyon is a national park. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely breathtaking, worth every second. And I say that because it takes a lot of time to get there from Vegas, but it is so worth it, and I really recommend doing the bus tour. It's really gorgeous. We ended up going to the South Rim, so you can either choose from the West Rim or the South Rim. A lot of people are attracted to the West Rim because they have a skywalk, which is this glass bridge where you can really see the canyons and the views. But when I was looking online between the West and South Rim, I just thought, as a photographer myself and someone who loves to take pictures, the South Rim was more for me, just because the shots that people got at the South Rim were just more breathtaking and more kind of epic and majestic to see for me personally. Again, you know, to each his own. I'm just giving you guys some information, so when you guys go or decide to go, you have things to kind of base it off of, and you can see what I based my experience off. This canyon is a must. You guys have to go see it. At least once in your life, go see it. If you're in Vegas, it's only 5 hours away. Take a day, just go to the canyon. If anything, definitely go to the Grand Canyon. Check it out. I know a lot of people talk about it, so people are like, oh my god, it's probably overrated. It is epic. It is absolutely gorgeous in person when you see it. It's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and honestly, I'm so jealous of everyone that lives in Arizona, because to be able to hike that or just to walk through the national park, I would die for that. I would die for that. You know, I'm in New York City, so we can't really, you know, there's no mountains or anything or canyons or nothing for us to climb here. So Arizona is absolutely breathtaking, and to be honest, even the 100-degree days sometimes would not bother me, because the cooler days would so be worth it to go out there and hike these beautiful canyons. Just, okay, I'm gonna stop because I can go on and on. But yes, absolutely gorgeous. So if you get a chance, go to the Grand Canyon. The second canyon we went to, so same thing, we did a bus tour as well. Again, a 5-hour drive, but again, totally worth it. So Antelope Canyon is a lesser known canyon. It's becoming more popular now because this canyon itself was discovered many years back, but it still ran by the Navajo people, the native people of that area. So they just started recently, a couple years ago, opening it up to the public at a fee. Of course, it's not free, it is at a fee. But they just a few years ago allowed people to actually walk through this canyon. And guys, let me tell you, Antelope Canyon, if you do anything, yes, definitely do the Grand Canyon, but I definitely also would recommend Antelope Canyon. I know I'm bad, right? It's like I'm telling you guys all this stuff to do, and it is kind of pricey and it does add up, but it's worth every penny. And if you're only going to be in Vegas once, I definitely highly recommend it. So Antelope Canyon, absolutely gorgeous. This canyon, I think some of you might have seen it because it is going around social media. There are a lot of people taking pictures there, and it's absolutely breathtaking. It's just honestly out of a movie. There's no words, there's nothing to explain. I'll insert some pictures here so you guys can see, because when you actually go on the tour, so the native people, the Navajo people that take you on the tours will tell you the different settings to set your camera on to get the best pictures and the quality. gorgeous. So I have some, you know, natural lighting pictures. I have some pictures with the filters that they tell you to put on to make them look epic. So I'm definitely going to insert some pictures so you guys can see those, because they are absolutely gorgeous and breathtaking. So I know I said Grand Canyon, but I definitely think Antelope Canyon beats the Grand Canyon. So maybe, I don't know, if you're really, I don't know, if you want to tell people you have gone to the Grand Canyon and you want to do that. But definitely Antelope Canyon is something to see. It is gorgeous. Now a lot of people are starting to hear about it, but it's still not as big as the Grand Canyon. So I definitely would recommend to go, because I think there's less people going now. And to be honest, I think the Navajo people have also become very restrictive on what they allow. So they don't like allow backpacks in the canyons, just because they don't want to ruin it, right? Because you're climbing in and out of a canyon, and some spaces are very tight, so backpacks and things hitting the canyon, you know, eventually over time will diminish certain parts of the canyon, so they don't want that. So there's a lot that they don't allow in these canyons. And to be honest, I mean, I don't know, maybe one day soon in the future they might even close it. They might just say, we've had enough, we don't want any more people here, and that's it. You know, the Grand Canyon's a national park, so that's going to stay open. That's government run. That's, you know, unless something really epic happens, which I don't think it ever will, that canyon is probably never going to close. Antelope Canyon, on the other hand, I don't know, because it's owned by the native people, and they might just be like, you know what, enough is enough. We don't want people in our canyons and on our land anymore. And that's it. I hope they don't, because it's absolutely amazing. But if you guys go, definitely check it out, because I don't know if it's going to be around forever going forward. It might not be. So yeah, definitely go. Worth every penny. Okay, what's next? So the next thing I have is shopping. I'm a girl. I love shopping. Yes, what a cliche, right? So I love shopping, and every hotel has something different to offer on the Strip, which I thought was really, really cool. So compared to other places, Vegas is pretty expensive. So yes, the shops in Vegas are really expensive, but you can go to places like Fremont Street. There's a few mall areas that I think you can get decent prices. Love the variety of what they offer. I think it's so unique. There was this one place that we went to that was actually in the Venetian, where it was this jewelry stand that was kind of in the middle of the hotel. So it wasn't like a storefront that we went into. It was kind of in the middle of one of the walkways, in the middle of actually a lot of the shops. And it was this jewelry place, and you guys will see it, because if you enter the Strip side and you go up, it's going to be that first kind of kiosk. It's kind of big though, so it's not really a kiosk, but it's going to be that first station of jewelry that you see. So what's really cool is they had pearls there. So it's a pearl jewelry place, but what was really cool is that they had oysters that you can pick and get a pearl from. So they had these oysters in water, and you pick a pearl, well, you pick an oyster, and they open it up for you, and you can get a pearl, and you can get a different color pearl. You can get a silver pearl, a white pearl, a pink pearl, and I just thought that was so unique, and it was not that expensive. So the oyster itself, I think, was only $15. So basically $15 for a real pearl. This is not fake. This is actually coming from an oyster itself. So it's really cool. So you can get a real pearl for $15. And then what's awesome is that you can set it. So they have different, you know, you can set it in a ring. You can set it in a necklace. If you get lucky and you get 2 pearls in 1 oyster, you can set it in earrings. So I just thought that was so unique, because I've never seen something like that. I think this company that does it is based in Hawaii, or it started out in Hawaii, and they only have a few stores. They only have one in Hawaii. They have the kiosk that they do in Vegas, and I think Los Angeles, and I think that might be it. So they're not anywhere on the East Coast. They're only in Hawaii, and I think on the West Coast. So I just thought that was really unique. It's called the Pearl Factory. So sorry, kind of went off on that tangent, didn't mean to, but I just thought that was really cool. And you just see really unique shops in Vegas. So definitely go shopping, spend money. If you're a gambler and you win a lot of money, you're in the right place, because there's definitely a lot of shopping. You will notice a lot of luxury brand items in a lot of these casinos. You will notice Louis Vuitton, you will notice Gucci, Burberry, Prada. So they do have a lot of higher end stores, and I think they honestly purposely do that, because Vegas is known for a place, casinos, gambling. So when you win your money, it's like, hey, go get yourself a new bag, go get yourself some new shoes. And I get it. I mean, I get why they do it. So honestly, it's all in one there, which is really cool. So you can find inexpensive items, you can find luxury items. They just have such a variety and such a mix, and the food's really good too. Go shopping, go check out all the different stores. And that's what I actually did. I went through all the casinos first and really checked out the stores that I was interested in, and then I did my shopping towards my last 2-3 days there. So I didn't shop the beginning of the trip. I waited towards the end because I knew we were going to go around to all the casinos and check them out. So I left the shopping towards the end so I didn't miss anything, you know, because you go into one store, you buy something, and then you go into the next casino, and sorry, you go into the next hotel and you see the other stores and you're like, oh, I want that too. So I went around, checked out all the stores, and then towards the end of my trip, that's when I did my shopping. So yes, shopping is definitely a thing to do in Vegas at all price ranges. So save your money when you go, because you're definitely probably going to do a lot of shopping while you're there. Okay, so then the next thing I have is to see a show. So Vegas, if you guys don't know, has a lot of artists that live in the casinos there and perform. Like J-Lo had a residency there, Britney Spears, I think, who is it, Celine Dion has a residency there. So they do basically shows every night. There's also about 5 or 6, I can't remember, there's 5 or 6 Cirque du Soleil shows. So I've been to 2 or 3 Cirque du Soleil shows in my life, and it's absolutely something unique to see. It's all this acrobatics, and these people just do these amazing moves and flips in the air, and you know, half the time you're scared for their lives that they're gonna fall or hurt themselves, but they don't because they're professionals, and it's definitely something to see. They have the O show, they have Love, which is a Beatles themed Cirque du Soleil show. They have Mystique, which I think is like a wild animal show. It's so cool. You guys have to check it out. Even if you're not in Vegas, if you are somewhere that has Cirque du Soleil, definitely check it out. It's worth every penny. It's so unique. So yeah, definitely do that if you ever get a chance, and definitely try one of the ones in Vegas because they're really cool. So I will say, the shows are pretty expensive. They're not that cheap, but there's also a lot of free shows. There's a lot of free comedy shows, magic shows, you know, anything and everything you can think of. So that's really cool. Let's see, what else are there for shows? I think that's it. So there's Cirque du Soleil, there's the comedy, there's the magicians. I think they probably have bars that do, like, you know, open mic nights so people can share poetry or whatever the case is. So explore, because their nightlife is crazy. Las Vegas is crazy. But the thing is you don't have to just sit to gamble and drink. There's so many other things to do. So at night, while you're wandering around, while the kids are in bed or whatever the case is, you know, go catch a show, because they're really good and they're worth every penny. They aren't cheap, but you know what, you're probably going to be to Vegas once, and it might even be your first time going to a show. So splurge, go check it out, because they're very unique and very well done. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, so another thing I have on my list, which I didn't do, but if you do have the money and are able to afford it, is a helicopter tour. So just in general, I think Vegas is absolutely breathtaking to see. So being able to go up in a helicopter and see it either in the morning or at night, I think would be absolutely epic and worth every penny. So if you're able to do that, definitely do that. I've only heard good things. I did check out a lot of the helicopter businesses in Vegas, and they weren't that bad. I think there were some tours that were under $100 for an hour, which is really not that bad, because New York City also has helicopter tours, and that's about the same price or even more expensive. Is about, you're gonna pay almost $100 for an hour, but I think it's totally worth it, just because you get to see the area from up high, and Vegas is very gorgeous either in the mornings or at night to see from aerial view. So I definitely would recommend that, and I think the prices are pretty affordable and not too bad. And for example, if you're going by yourself, maybe if there's another person in line or someone else that's interested in doing something like that, you can go together and half it, so it'd only be $50 a person. You know, together $100, but separately only $50 to go on an hour helicopter ride. I think is completely worth it, and to see over the canyons and the mountains, definitely do it. I think it's worth every penny. If I had the money, I would have done it. I just didn't have the money or the time to do a helicopter tour, but I definitely looked into it and was very interested. So if you are someone who has the money, go for it. I think it's worth every penny. And then the last thing I have on my list is Fremont Street. So Fremont Street, we weren't really able to explore Fremont Street. We did pass by it and see it when we were in a car, but we didn't go out and explore, just because, to be honest, I had done a lot of my shopping already, and it was just kind of, we went by to see what it looked like. We really weren't planning on, you know, getting out and staying around and either doing something, eating something, or shopping. That really wasn't on our agenda. We just kind of wanted to pass by to see what the hype was. So yeah, I think Fremont Street is really cool. I think the concept is really cool. I've been told, and I've read reviews that have said that Fremont Street has some of the cheapest shopping. So the mugs and like magnets and everything that you'll see for $10-20 on the strip, you're gonna find there for like $5, right? So I think it's worth it. I think if you're looking for items, for cheaper items to buy, I've heard that it's completely worth it, so I definitely would recommend it. But I myself personally just didn't get out to explore because we didn't really have the time, and I just wasn't too interested. And then on the other side is, I've heard that around Fremont Street is kind of sketchy, so you want to be careful, you want to be mindful. But to be honest, that's anywhere you go, right? You really have to, you know, especially if you're a tourist, you have to be careful when you're around touristy areas, because you can get taken advantage of, things can happen, you can get, you know, just be mindful is basically what I'm gonna say. You know, I live in New York City and I'm not a tourist, but I still watch my back everywhere I go, just because you have to, because you never know. You know, even the non-tourist areas, things can happen. So just be mindful of that, be careful, know your surroundings, or try to, you know, get an idea of your surroundings before you go somewhere. But yeah, for Fremont Street, I would highly recommend. I've heard nothing but good things. So yeah, if you want to find cheaper shopping and just something to do at night, go walk Fremont Street. I heard that it's really entertaining and a lot of fun. So then two more things that I actually didn't do, but I think are really cool, and I definitely want to do when I go back. Just this time around, I was with my parents, and I didn't think they would be interested in these things, but I was interested, but didn't end up doing them because, again, we just didn't have the time, because every day we planned something out and just we're going to so many things. But I would recommend, so both of these things I saw on TV. So one is Zach Bagans. He has a show called Ghost Adventures. So all my horror, ghost adventurers, paranormal lovers, if you're interested, Zach Bagans, who is basically the director and the main star in Ghost Adventures, has his own museum, his own haunted museum of haunted artifacts and like possessed artifacts that they have found and things like that. So I thought that was really, really cool. I know my parents wouldn't be into something like that, so I didn't take them. But if you get a chance and you love ghosts and paranormal stuff and you're not scared of, you know, things like that, there are people who kind of are scared to be possessed or something like that, so they stay away from those places. But if you're not, and if you're interested in that stuff and you love horror, go check it out. I myself really wanted to, but just didn't get the chance to. But hopefully when I go next time, that's definitely on my list to do, because I love that kind of stuff and I love watching Ghost Adventures. So if you're interested, there's that you can do as well. And then another item that I've seen on TV is Pawn Stars. I don't know if you guys watch that. I'm very much like a A&E kind of junkie. I love like watching Hoarders and Pawn Stars and American Pickers and things like that. I love that kind of stuff. So Pawn Stars is actually based on a pawn shop that is run by 3 generations of men. So it's a grandfather, a grandfather, a father, and his son, and some of their friends that run this pawn store in Vegas. And it's really cool because they have so many interesting items that come in and you can just pawn. There's a lot of people that come in with relics from like world wars and, you know, from Europe, and it's really cool. And I'm really sad that I didn't get a chance to go to that store because I really wanted to check it out. If you guys are interested and you like Pawn Stars, definitely go to their pawn shop. I think it's worth it. I don't know if you would actually meet those guys because they might be filming somewhere in the back where you don't see them, but you never know, you might bump into them. So I just thought that was really cool. I didn't get a chance to go, and I'm kind of really sad that I didn't, because I watch Pawn Stars like religiously. Almost every weekend it's on. I mean, I rewatch episodes like with no problem because I absolutely love them. So if you get a chance, go to the pawn shop. It's in Vegas. I want to say it's about 10-15 minutes away by car, because I looked up an Uber to get there before I went. I looked up how much it would cost to take an Uber there, but I just never got to it. So definitely do it if you're interested. Alright, so that's all I really had on my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you guys more information of things to do besides just your typical gambling and what Vegas is known for. If you guys do end up going, or if you guys have actually done some of these items, please comment down below, because I definitely would be interested to hear what you guys done, what you saw, or if you actually have advice on other things to do besides what I mentioned. Also, please let me know, because like I said, I do want to go back to Vegas within a year or two, maybe even earlier. So I would be interested if there are other things that I didn't mention or I didn't get to see that you guys did, that was either free or just, you know, family friendly, or something that was outside of the typical Vegas experience. So yeah, let me know in the comment sections down below. I definitely am interested to hear, and I hope this video was helpful for you guys. And if you go to Vegas, either with your family, with your friends, you're definitely not gonna be let down. There's always something to do. It's always a good time. Even if you're just going for gambling or a bachelorette party, still absolutely epic. So definitely do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.